And so Charles, Charles being, gullible and naive and thinking that, okay, this is this is probably, cool and this and that. And so it seemed like to me like it was a whole setup that Joe Netta, orchestrated and probably had Carlos or whoever did this fake doctor's note, this last one that perpetrated that, to be poorly written and poorly spelled so that Charles could get fired. That's why Joe Netta was like, oh, we ain't worried about it. Charles and me is going to be okay. But no, Charles was happy. Charles felt very happy to get away from you for his 8 to 10 hours a day and go to work and interact with other people and human beings. Now he's stuck at that house around the clock with you, and you're happier than you know what to do with it. And it's just unfortunately, because what we know that Charles is very unhappy. We know that that there's a lot of things going on that's very shady about them. And I don't know what's true or fiction, but I heard allegedly that something had happened in Houston a long time ago, and they ran out on a plug. Now y'all got to read through the lines about that. Now, I don't know how true that is, but if you running out on plugs and you stiffing plugs for thousands, you playing with fire. You playing with fire, running out on plugs. Allegedly, I say allegedly that happened. If it did, it's pretty bad. But allegedly, the word on the street is, and I'll say it again, allegedly, word on the street is that they ran out on a plug in Houston a while ago. I don't know how true it is, but that's what's out there. Tap the screen, everybody. We got 296 people in the house. So let's break this down tonight so that we can understand the crimes, the potential crimes that just Joe by himself. So Joe Netta implemented himself by saying that they were paying for doctor's notes down there. So he now is aiding and abetting in this employment fraud to defraud the state of Alabama of either money for unemployment or whatever, because we know that Carlos allegedly said that Charles claimed that glass was in his foot. And I'm trying to understand, like, what. Tap the screen, guys. We have 300 people in the house. So I'm trying to figure out, I just said that clearly. So Charles had claimed that he had glass in his foot, and allegedly he supposedly had surgery because he was walking around with the wrong boot on his foot, like he had hurt himself. And if you guys go back and look at older footage on them when they were going around touring in these bars and clubs, you will see a couple videos or photos with radio with that boot on his foot. And it wasn't even for the right foot. I believe allegedly it was his mom's boot that she had wore when she fell off the deck from drinking and fell out, passed out drinking and hurt her foot. And then she had used that boot to heal herself up. And then he done ran out there and he got that boot out the garage and put the boot on his foot. But it's quite interesting to me how these two do the things that they do, and they think it's interesting. I don't think they thought through the consequences of their actions. I don't think they fully thought through the consequences of their actions. And it's unfortunate for Charles because Charles has been roped in. And the law makes no distinction. No distinction. The law will make no distinction from the perpetrator to the person aiding and abetting them. If you in the getaway car and you driving, it's just like you went in the bank and you did what the other person did. So Big Joe, I'm going to tell you, you are in a world of trouble criminally and you don't even know it, and you ain't even thinking about it because you guys think that you got away with it. And that's the whole problem. The wheels of justice, you guys tap the screen, the wheels of justice goes really, really slow. But I'm telling you, when they catch up to you, it's going to feel like you got fire coming up from your backside in that seat, and every time you think you sitting down, you got to jump back up because that seat is too hot. But these two here, it's beyond me how they think that they didn't got away with forgery and fraud. Me and my supporters are not going to let you forget about this employment fraud and this scamming that you guys was perpetrating in the state of Alabama. We're not going to let you forget about it. And then I'm going to be in constant contact regarding your former employer, Charles, and Joe Netta's confession. And I hope that once you guys get that knock on the door, that you in that kitchen playing like you can cook, that you in that kitchen cutting up bell peppers and onions. And if it happens the way it should happen, you will end up in prison, Joe Netta, chopping up bell peppers and onions for the prisoners, and then you will probably end up sneaking you some back to your cell for you and radio, so y'all can put bell peppers and onions in y'all top ramen noodle soup that y'all gonna be getting from the commissary in the state of Alabama prison, because that's hard time in Alabama. You don't want to do no crime in Alabama because you doing hard time in Alabama. You might not make it without your bell peppers and onions. So you really better use your iconic money that you got on you to find you one of the best defense lawyers possible. But see, you couldn't use, and God rest his soul, you couldn't get Johnny Cochran to get you out of this mess that you got into because you clearly have did a full-blown confession. You've done a full-blown confession. And it's unfortunate that you have admitted to your crime, that you've admitted to felonies. And then you got Charles sitting right next to you who has basically said the same thing. Hello, Mr. or Mrs. Blue Tree, welcome in. But here's the tea, you guys. Here's the tea. Why do they think they got away with it? Why do you think that they got away with multiple felonies just because he's an icon? Does that make him immune? Did the president or the governor pardon them? Are they pardoned that they can just do whatever they want to do and commit crimes in Alabama and get away with it? Absolutely not. They're not above the law. No man is above the law. No man is above the law. I mean, and let me say this, because I'm not gonna be distracted tonight. Y'all, Joe supporters that's in here, save it. Y'all can save it. My supporters, tap the screen. We're not going to let these people come in here and disrupt my show. So y'all tap the screen. This is how we gonna handle them. Y'all tap the screen. Let them just look and be mad, and they can do whatever they want to do in the comments and false report. But we're going to have our discussion and our show, and we're not going to be distracted by Joe supporters coming in here trying to enrage my guests or people that's coming in to listen to the show. So this is how you handle that. You just shut off the comment from them, and they can't talk to nobody but theyself. So now let me say this now. Y'all is welcome to come up in the box, but do not come up in this box with no kitty cat face. Do not come up in this box where you don't have pictures in or cartoon characters, because I'm not entertaining Joe people. But I'll entertain my people because I know my people, whether they got a cartoon character face or not. I know my people, and they're always welcome. But let me continue. So number one, this is what Miss Hillary Sanchez is going to do come Monday morning. I'm going to make additional calls to the state of Alabama. I'm going to call Charles's employer. I'm going and talk to human resources. I'm going to call the police department again, and I'm going to follow up. I'm also going to call the prosecuting attorney and the state attorney general's office. And what a lot of people don't understand, the state of Alabama regulates like time law, so workers' compensation. So there's very specific statutes that govern that. And so even if you submitted these false doctor's notes, so we know that's a felony. We know that forgery is a felony, and you steady was scamming, but then you get on the internet and you admit it as to say like you are above the law. And these are the videos that the police have, and these are the videos that I'm going to continuously push out to the state attorney general's office for prosecution, because it really doesn't make any sense to me. Thank you for the gifts. It really tap the screen. It really makes no sense to me that you've got Joe Netta and you got Charles, but Joe Netta's the main one who is talking behind the scenes in these discords to try to get me silenced on TikTok. And you can't do it. That's your problem. You can false report. I have 4 pages. My supporters I can start another page again and we'll get more pages. You're not going to stop Miss Hillary Sanchez. And let me tell y'all this, since I'm going to address a lot of stuff tonight, but I want to be real clear. So Joe supporters, clip this up so you can send this to y'all leader, Eye of the Joe Netta, okay? Joe Netta, you are a fraudster. You committed fraud. You are a scammer in 2024. How dare you talk about anything I done 15 and 25 years ago when you running around here committing fraud and scams in 2024, and you almost 50 years old. And that's a hard almost 50 years old. So let's be real clear about intentions. So that's what you guys do. Now, your supporters may choose to overlook that and overlook what you done. But I promise you, me and my supporters are not. And when I activate with my supporters and get them the contact information to how they need to call and report and email things to people, then they're going to activate and they're going to be flooding the state of Alabama with referrals and phone calls and everything regarding y'all criminal acts. And see, Here's another thing I want to address, and I'll come back to your employment. You just said a few days ago that you would put your hands on a woman. You just admitted a few days ago that you would put your hands on a woman if she tried to touch you, and knowing that you was a man, what you would do to a African American woman. I think that it is inhumane, the things that you said that you would attempt to do to a woman on this on live, and you're mad and your supporters are mad. Tap the screen because you got clipped and you get to come back on the 11th. Now this is your second clipping and you clearly lost your appeals or you would have been back. And so now you got two strikes potentially. And so you're learning that you're not so powerful on this app with your 700,000 followers. They couldn't get your page back for you. That's a piece of humble pie that you had to swallow and endure. And I'll tell you somebody else who's working directly with and or for Jonetta is that man Omar. I don't. He's a nobody on this app, y'all, and he's a alleged gang reject. You know, he's tried to fit in allegedly in gangs at one point. He calls himself this and calls himself that, and nobody knows him. He thinks he's an elite person, and if he was so elite, why would he be on TikTok talking about me if he had all this star power and getting in all these places that other people can't get in, but it's exclusive to him? But he stays on TikTok being messy and being sassy. That's what he does. But he puts out these lies, y'all. Tap the screen about, and he's doing it. And let me tell y'all why he's doing what he's doing. They're pushing this narrative. They're pushing this false narrative that I'm in a crazy house, that I'm in a crazy facility, and I'm on meds and I can't go live and I can't show my face and I'm in a 10 by 10 padded room and all this nonsense and all these lies. But it's orchestrated and it's strategic to get me to start fighting with them to take me off of Jonetta. My supporters already know that's what's taking place. And that's why y'all notice I don't tap the screen. That's why y'all notice I won't address it. I won't go in there because I could go in them rooms and eat them down with the best. Y'all know that. But I'm not going to take my eyes off the prize. My eyes is raising the awareness of Jonetta to let him know that you're not invincible, and that if you simply would have taken accountability for disrespecting African American women and being genuine about it and apologizing to Mia, who you cursed out and went viral and humiliated. Now, there are times in life that we all do things that we're not proud of. You may say things and you may do things. And even I have admitted when I was on this app a year ago, close to a year ago, when I was going through the things with my husband and I had women coming at me, particularly a couple women who were saying, oh, I want your husband and we're doing this with him and we're doing that, that I had very inappropriate, degrading words to say to them. And I apologize to people about my behavior. I admitted that I was unhinged and I was in a very bad place. And I repented for my sins. See, there's a big difference when your actions should align with your words. So if you're genuine and you apologize, then that's fine. But when you make up excuses, tap the screen, guys, tap the screen. When you're making up excuses Well, they came and attacked me first, and and they're not going to accept my apology if I apologize now, it ain't gonna come off genuine. No, you don't think about that. You apologize. It's called accountability. I accepted accountability for my actions. I accepted accountability for the things that I said on this app over a year ago, and I never repeated it. And that's the difference. And you got these people running around here trying to pull up 11-month and a year old clips talking about, listen how she was talking to a black woman and this and that over a year ago, when all of that stuff was resolved. The reason why you have them working so hard is because they have nothing on me currently. And so that's what they're trying to do. But my true supporters, tap the screen, aren't going anywhere. You're not convincing my true supporters and my supporters of anything because I've already told on myself. See, nobody can expose you when you have told your own story. No one can tell your story like you can. Now, let me say this, and let me be very clear to my supporters, and this is to my supporters. Tap the screen. There are this fake document going around, and they're intentionally slandering my husband and me, saying that my husband filed an annulment against me. And there's this fake document out there. Don't worry. I've got y'all messages. I've got the screen records. I've got the video. We're going to let the courts handle that. There is not one thing that I'm going to argue about with these people on TikTok when it comes to my husband and our reality versus the narrative that they trying to paint. Now, they don't know anything about my personal life and business other than what they've dug up on court filings for a personal injury case that I'm not going to speak about because it's an ongoing litigation that I'm the plaintiff in. And that's what they do. And they're spinning all these lies and narratives and pulling up a woman that it's not even my mother, you guys, and putting her up on the backdrop saying it is my mom. So they're playing dirty, but it's all by design to get me to start fighting with them and arguing with them so that I'm not talking about Big Joe. And that's called smoke and mirrors. So I'm here to tell my supporters, thank you guys for the gifts. Thank you. And so what I'm here to say is this, that I'm not impressed and I'm not going to be distracted. I will come on this app 7 days a week for the Miss Hillary Sanchez show. I'm going to have my topics that I want to speak about and my supporters want to hear. Remember, you come in here listening to what I have to say. The Joe supporters, you don't have to be here. You don't have to come in here and listen to anything that I have to say. So let me be clear. Now, back on the topic at hand, you guys, I just needed to get that out so I won't be addressing it anymore. I'm going to let the courts and the police departments do what need to be done for doxing and for criminal harassment and all of that. And that'll be handled off this app. Now, as far as Jonetta is concerned, we are going to revisit different topics. I'm going to continuously play videos to keep you guys aware of what this man does and how slick he thinks he is. And I'm going to tell you something, Big Joe, right now, because you're in here. There's no doubt in my mind you're in here listening. You have fake giveaways. You have fake raffles. Nope, there's not one person have you posted on your pages showing to be a recipient of any type of raffle winnings or your $100 giveaways, as you say. No one, absolutely no one you proven or shown that you've cash apped $100 here, $100 there, all these giveaways that you claim to be doing, and these raffles with these purses that you came to, and you didn't even videotape giving away book bags with school supplies in them. So let's be clear. There's absolutely zero evidence of you giving away anything at all. And everybody knows this, including your supporters. You're a liar. You are a spitting liar. You walk and you lie on this app around the clock. And we know that. And how else do we know that? Let's clock this T, Hillary, my supporters. You got Joe Netta, who went on that Zeus show. And instead of this man admitting that wig did the electric slide and slid back off the back of his head, and he sweated that glue off his head, this man goes and comes up with a lie and says that it was all meant to be. That it was all meant to be, and that he had set it up to where the wig would slide off his head on a live recording show. That he had set it up to that the wig would do the electric slide and lift up for views. This is what he said, that he did it for views. And it's so funny. It's completely insane. It's completely insane. And let's just think logically, y'all. How insane would this be to say, I'm going on Zeus streaming network and we're going to do a podcast. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you. And I'm going to do this show with the aunties. And I'm going to, because Zeus is going to make a whole bunch of money off of Netta and Charles, that I'm going to do something so I can make some money. Sir Joe Netta, you don't even believe the lies that come out of your mouth. And he did say that. I see one of my supporters say he did say that. He absolutely did say that. I'm not lying on him. He said that he did it. And he knew it was going to happen. No, you didn't. And I'm going to tell you why you didn't. When the aunties told you about it, you immediately got embarrassed. See, you don't understand how people can read your body language. And it's the same thing that happened at the BET Awards. The same exact thing when that man came up and called you Holiday Heart and you were nervous because of what I've already reported. And then it took you over 48 hours to come up with a lie and excuse. And nobody still haven't seen Roy. Has anybody seen this publicist? He calls him a publish. Has anybody seen this so-called Roy, who is the publish, who Joe and Charles publish? Have anybody seen Roy yet? Has Roy ever come on the app and said, oh yeah, I'm Roy, I was the publicist? Nobody's never seen Roy because Roy don't exist. Roy only exists in Joe Netta's mind and in Joe Netta's world. There is no such a thing as no Roy. Roy doesn't exist. It didn't take you over 48 hours to come up to say the reason why y'all went to Los Angeles was because Roy promised you that y'all would be on the carpet. But let me clock this T for y'all. Tap the screen, everybody. Tap the screen. See, Roy, they lied and said Roy had set up for them to go to a concert the day before the BET Awards. So if the concert didn't happen and you didn't get the BET and you didn't get tickets for that, remember when Big Joe, y'all, was in that hotel room right there by the airport because he couldn't be in no 4 and 5-star hotel. So this icon couldn't get in there because apparently they must have been sold out. So he had to go get one of them hotels right next to the airport and then truck it in there. But remember when Big Joe took live the evening before the BET Awards, and he stood up with that white t-shirt on, popping the back of his head and saying, there may be some BS with the BET Awards, and there may be a little bit of mess with that, but we trying to work out the little kinks in it right now, but right now it seemed like it's a little bit of mess going on with the BET Awards. See, they knew. You remember that, Miss Lovely? Yes. So they knew. Hello. They knew he did say all of that. Thank you. I do know that. Thank you very much. I appreciate the interaction, Miss Toker. Yeah. And you have the video. Send the video to me. And so that's what he said. He already knew that they weren't invited to the BET Awards. He said that Roy told them to start advertising that they were going. To put out on TikTok that they were going, but we know that Big Joe was on some type of carpet being interviewed by a African American woman, and the African American, and he said, I might be opening up for some performer. He said he was going to be potentially opening up for, and then Braxton. Didn't he say he might be opening up for a Braxton? And then he said that there's new music coming out, an album coming out. And then he said that, could you imagine Joe and Netta and Charles performing on the BET Awards? And that we go on there. Yeah, Tamar, could you imagine? Could you imagine that Miss Netta could be opening for Tamar Braxton? Like, dude, I literally, you can't make this up. These people lie 24/7. And they think that people forget. And see, I am Miss Hillary Sanchez, and I think my guy friends opening for the, yes, I think my guy friends can appreciate this. Men who are athletes, and maybe some women, unfortunately, if you had athlete's feet and you be itching, you got to get the cream and medicine. That's what I want to be for Big Joe. I want to be a fungus on him to where he can't get rid of it, and every time he think it's gone, I come in pouncing. And that's why I do these recaps, and that's why I'm going to continue to speak up against him, because he doesn't have a care in the world when it comes to how he talks, how he lies, how he disrespects women. And that's what he does. Even down to everything with the fake people of in Atlanta. Who were those people that was at their wedding? They were the cast members of what? Was it Love and Hip Hop of Atlanta? What type were those people, whoever they were? I can assure you of this. They don't know him, and they don't talk to them on a personal level. Them people was paid, and I had Carlos, which is their manager, on the Miss Hillary Sanchez show for almost 2 hours. And he admitted that them people, he called in a favor and something was done in the backyard, and Love and Hip Hop. Yeah. I sent the video, sis. Thank you, Miss Lovely. Yeah, and it's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous when you think about how this man gets on this app and lies all day for clout. Now, let me ask my true supporters, because I know y'all follow it. Did y'all see how he trying to continuously pick with Tia and that other girl now who says my neck, who sing that song, My Neck and Back, and how he stuck that tongue out talking about nanny, nanny, boo, boo to Tia, trying to get his views up and get an engagement? Are y'all picking up what Big Joe is throwing out? Are y'all picking up what he's throwing out? And he's doing it to stay relevant. Clock that T. He's doing it to stay relevant. And that's the truth. I mean, that's the true truth about the whole situation when it comes down to him. And what y'all don't understand is Big Joe's days of being booked and busy, how he would be bragging, we stay booked and busy and this and that. When have y'all seen him booked and busy? In the last 2 months. What have you seen them doing in the last 2 months that didn't have to do with that charity event and that one thing at that drag show in Dallas, Texas? What has he put out that he has been doing and announcing? Have you seen him going on tour? Have you seen him traveling? Have you seen him doing anything? Absolutely nothing. He ain't been doing absolutely nothing. And then for the last 2 weeks, because the week before that he was clipped on his TikTok, and then he got clipped again this past week, and he don't get to come back to the 11th. His other money is slowing down. And so now they making multiple pages. Did y'all hear radio when he was trying to make... Let me stop for a minute. Pause, y'all. Don't lose y'all space. Please, my supporters. I want my supporters to talk to me. Do y'all think it's okay to boil a hard-boiled egg, crack the egg, and put raw Tennessee Pride sausage around the egg and fry it? I want to know if I'm off basis for this. I want to know if I'm off basis for this. That you got a man in there smashing. You got a man smashing Tennessee Pride sausage down, putting a cooked egg in raw sausage, and then frying it. And that sausage wasn't even cooked. That sausage wasn't even cooked. Tap the screen and let me answer this question for Marietta or Margareta. She says, why are you worried about these people's business? So you might have meant to say, why are you worried about them people's business, Miss Sanchez? Let me tell you why. They are the ones that come on this app with that foolery, with those diabolical cooking skills. They put it out here on social media so anybody has the opportunity to criticize them, whether it's positive or negative. So that is why. Now you need to ask yourself, why are you getting a bus ticket out of here? Because you're out of here because we don't want to deal with anybody who can't comprehend that. These people go live and video what they're doing in the comfort of their nasty trailer. Okay? What's up, FedEx? And that is that. And my moderators are in here. They'll handle them. I have very competent moderators. And I know Netta mentioned me the other day. I'm fully aware of what Netta says about me. My supporters clip it up and they send it to me, and I hear him. And this is what I say to y'all. You can't pay this man to come one-on-one with me, or even go to a neutral platform that we both agree to have a eating competition or just a conversation. You would never get him to do that because he's spineless and he's scared. He can only use his supporters and things on the back end and them group chats and messages and phone calls that they do to try to figure out how to silence me. And we know that he cannot handle that. He cannot handle Miss Hillary Sanchez. See, he met his match. And remember what he said 10 weeks ago. And I know I got some supporters in here that remember this. Tap the screen, you guys. Tap the screen. Do y'all remember that Joe Netta had said that he was going to take his money and he was going to sue Hillary Sanchez because all she do on this app is lie on him and Charles and make up all these lies that she can't prove, and she got all these receipts that she ain't showing nobody, and she won't even be able to show the judge. But I'm gonna take my money just to prove a point to her that she needs to stop, and she gonna go to court, and I'm gonna sue her. Now, how many more weeks and months do Miss Hillary Sanchez have to keep repeating the same story before Joe pulls the trigger? Now, we know that his eyes stay cocked and loaded and ready to fire, but when is he gonna pull the trigger, y'all? I just want to know when Eye of the Netta is gonna pull the trigger. When is that gonna happen? I mean, it takes no more than 3 days to get served a lawsuit. It takes no more than 3 days. And that's what I say. He always saying that, and he don't never move on nothing. The same thing that he said about the BET Awards, and that everybody was jealous. And remember when he told TikTok that he was booked and busy and they had events to host in LA? Remember when they had events to host in LA that they said that they had events and club appearances lined up for LA? Well, I guess he meant appearing at McDonald's at the Ronald McDonald House in Los Angeles, using them reward points to eat off the dollar menu was an appearance. And I guess when he made his appearance at Pinky Hot Dogs, he made an appearance at Pinky Hot Dogs. And then I guess an appearance that he made when he got on that tour bus that only cost $14 a piece to get on and tour Los Angeles. So I guess that was his booked and busy in his appearances and everything that he hosted, and you know, things like that? Or could it have been the willful disregard and decorum eating in a restaurant where they give you a complimentary breakfast, and Charles was eating like he hadn't eaten in 5 months, cutting pancakes with a spoon, slurping coffee like he's an animal, and bends all the way down instead of taking the handle of that coffee and putting it up to his mouth to drink it. He slurps it, bends down like an animal and slurps it. And then he want to get mad at Jonetta because Jonetta had the camera on him. He has never. When have y'all ever seen Charles? When have y'all ever seen Charles eat Jonetta's food like that? Scarfing that food down, slurping down all that food. He ain't never ate Jonetta's food like that. Never has he done that. And if y'all clock this T and you guys think about it, Jonetta will get very insecure and jealous when Charles is out eating and they doing a review and Charles start moving his head and bouncing his head, and then they come back to that trailer and he do something. Why ain't you bouncing your head like you was at that restaurant? Why ain't you shaking your head and telling me it's this and it's that? Like, have we ever heard from Charles a real honest review of that food? Why is it that everything is a 10 out of 10 in bomb.com? Now we know that there's no way in God's green earth that somebody who makes instant mashed potatoes with almond milk with ranch flavoring potato a 10 out of 10 when it looked like a golf ball. When it looked like a golf ball, and you telling us that it's a 10 out of 10. But do you forget the videos where Charles was on camera and he had spit out Joe's food? There's videos where he turned his back and Joe was picking up that camera to end the video, and Charles had spit that food, that meat out of his mouth. And then they always exaggerating and acting like, oh, this is so tender. And this is so tender. And you heard the gristle popping. He almost pulled them dentures out his mouth, trying to act like them ribs was tender to the touch. You don't hear no gristle and no rib when it's tender. If it's tender, you just hear, you don't hear nothing. You just can bite into it and it's like butter. You're not fighting for your life trying to eat ribs and they tough as leather. I'm sorry. I'm completely sorry. And you know, and the thing, you guys, the thing is this, that you get this man, tap the screen, guys, let's get to 50K. You get this man who committed fraud. This man committed fraud in 2024, scamming and committed fraud and admitted to fraud. I played the video. I'm going to repost the video on all my pages. This man here, you look at his eyes. I want y'all to look at the eyes and tell me to clock it. I want you to look at Jonetta's eyes in this picture, and I want my supporters to say clock it, and I'm going to tell y'all something my grandmama told me. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you. Thank you for the gifts. Clock it? Okay. My grandma always told me you can never trust a cockeyed man because if his eyes ain't straight, he lying. I can't make this up. This is from my grandma was 100 years old. She would told me, don't ever trust a cockeyed man if his eyes ain't straight and he can't look you straight in your eyes, because all he gonna do is lie. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. Hold on, y'all. Your grandma used to always say that too. Hello, Mrs. Blaze. How are you? Okay. We know you a Joe supporter. Let's see who else is in the box. Okay. Hello, welcome in.
Hello.
Hello, welcome in.
Hey, Miss Hillary.
You got to come back in the box. You got to come back in the box, sweetie. Anyhow, y'all, let me say this. You got to come back in the box. Let me say this to y'all. See, this man can lie if it's 100 degrees outside. This man could get on this app and we could see that the sun is out and it's hot as ever, and he could tell everybody it's raining. And he would convince his supporters that it's raining and they gonna believe him, even actually seeing it with their own two eyes. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth, and no lies have been told. I'm telling you the God, heaven knows truth. Hold on, y'all. Hello, welcome in to the Miss Hillary Sanchez show. Oh, you're not on? Okay. So yeah. So I want to say this. I want to say I thank my supporters for one, and my true supporters, that you aren't waived and that they can't shake you, that y'all continue to support me. I appreciate it. Now, as far as Big Joe goes, y'all, I'm going to get the information come next week, and then we're going to activate. We are going to activate, and we're going to make sure that the justice of the law comes down on this man to humble him. Because see, he don't know fat mean greasy. That's an old saying, that fat don't mean greasy, and that's what this man thinks he can do. And let me answer this question. My eyes just glanced down. This person said, why are you bothered? Okay, let me say something to you. I don't even know how to say your name, but the reason why I'm bothered is because this man attacks women and their children, and not 1 week ago, he just wished a stillborn on black women, and that black women be unalive when they go to sleep. So I'm going to match the energy that this man puts out. And if you don't like it, you don't have to be here. Why even comment? If you don't like me and you a Joe supporter, save it. Save it. You can save it. And so we understand that, and I understand that. You have a choice on this app. You have a choice who you listen to, and you have a choice who you support. But when this man gets on here lying on women and degrading women and cursing out women And it's okay. I'm not okay with that. So I'm going to address him. And if you don't like it, too bad. Too bad. Who's going to whoop me? Who's going to spank me to make me stop? Okay, let's be real clear. Who's going to stop me? I've got enough supporters, and I'm humbled that I can call on my African American sisters and women abroad, and I can have page after page followed, and I can get page after page. So who is going to spank me is the question. You can continue to say, oh, she's obsessed. Okay, who's going to whoop my behind? Who's going to stop me? With no cells, they have freedom of movement. That's what you got to ask yourself. Absolutely nobody. This is the Black Women Unite Movement 3030. And if you don't like it, hasta la vista, baby. Hasta la vista. Tap the screen, y'all. I feel like singing. Cha. Cha-cha-cha-cha. Your bumps are ready, and they're bursting too. Charles, Charles, your lunch is ready, and I got the dessert too. This is for my hater that's coming for me. Back off, Miss Netta, you don't want this disease. I'm tired of these haters picking on me. Cha, cha, your lunch is ready. So this is what we know. Tap the screen, y'all. Let's get Miss Sanchez to 50K. We got 311 people in the house in the Miss Hillary Sanchez show. While other people is sitting in their house watching us punching in the air because they mad. They are big mad, and they can stay mad, and they can scratch they happy you know what. Now clock that T. Clock that. Okay, you sitting in here mad watching me. You watching Miss Hillary and her people. Okay? Clock it. Okay? Remember that. You're mad. All these haters, and you know who you are. You know exactly who you are. Somebody says Hillary is relentless. Let me tell you something. Do I have any California people in the house? Tap the screen. Do I have any California people in the house? Because this statement is true. Hillary is relentless. If I got California people in here, yes, okay. Will y'all tell these people, and I ain't trying to trigger y'all, what Hurricane Hillary did to y'all? When Hurricane Hillary touched down and she didn't let up? Hurricane Hillary was nothing to play with in California, and neither is Miss Hillary Sanchez. Okay, now clock that. Take that to the bank and smoke it. Okay? Okay. All right. See, all day long. Okay. And that's the thing that people don't seem to get. That's the thing. Why did Charles? Oh, I forgot this, y'all. Let me stop for a second. Do y'all remember when Charles took on live and wanted to raffle off his PS5? These rich icons, these thousandaires, took Charles came on to raffle off his PS5. And at first he said he wanted to charge $25 a ticket. And he said, no, I ain't gonna do y'all like that. It's gonna be $15 a raffle ticket. Whatever happened to that? Do we know the outcome of that raffle? Do anybody have any videos of the outcome of that raffle? Remember, she made him downgrade his cell phone. Now listen, y'all. If y'all don't clock this T, did y'all know the mobile store that they went to? Did y'all know Joe had a prepaid phone? Did y'all know that Joe had one of them prepaid phones? Talking about we got to go pay our bill and we got to go do this. Yes, he got a prepaid phone. I don't know if it was called Boost Mobile or Cricket Wireless or whatever it is, but it's one of them prepaid services that they utilize down there in Alabama. And you heard what I said, and I didn't stutter. These icons is running around on a mobile, a simple mobile, whatever you call it down there in Alabama. And Boost Mobile. Thank you, baby. Boost Mobile down there on prepaid plans, running around being social media icons and paying their phone bill 30 days in advance. And if you go past the 31st day and you ain't paid it, it's getting clipped. But these people is rich and everybody jealous of them. Everybody, Metro PCS, everybody is jealous of them. Everybody wish that they had their life. Everybody wish that they could. And let me tell y'all this. Did y'all see that leftover hamburger meat that man had put in the skillet? He took the whole skillet and put it in the refrigerator. Don't nobody come in my DMs talking about call Miss Netta a woman when he's not. He said he a man. Only a man would take a skillet and put it in the refrigerator without covering it up. Only a man would do something barbaric like that, not a woman. And then when he took it out to feed somebody, it's on video. I'll post a video. When he took it out the refrigerator, it looked like refried beans or beef jerky. It didn't even look like hamburger meat no more. And then this man proceeded to put it in a tub to warm it up in the microwave, dropped a couple pieces of meat on that nasty countertop and picked it up and put it back in the bowl and put it in the microwave to serve to their neighbors taco salads. And he sent radio out there to ask them what did they want on their taco salad. I can't make this up. Tap the screen, you guys. Tap the screen. I can't make this up. And wait a minute, you guys. Big Joe doesn't stop there. Big Joe puts a little bit of corner of that beef jerky or refried bean. It's supposedly ground beef, and he puts the whole pot back in the refrigerator. If just any of my supporters, have y'all seen the video? Clock it. If you seen this video I'm talking about, clock it, because they always say I'm lying and making up stuff on him. If y'all seen this video, clock it in the comments. Flood the comments with clock it. Oh, clock it, clock it, clock it, clock it. Okay, clock it, clock it, clock it. Wonderful. So y'all seen this man, instead of him transferring that little bit of whatever you call it left, he put the whole skillet back in the refrigerator. I would love, I would love for this icon to show us women how a refrigerator is supposed to look. I would love to see the inside of that refrigerator. I would love to see the inside of that refrigerator. I would love. It's on my page. You can see it on my page. Someone says she ain't lying. Thank you very much, GMA. Tap the screen, you guys. I appreciate the taps. We have 343 lovely people in here. Someone says you seen Big Joe on live making a salad and put a whole bunch of banana peppers and other stuff in it. Yes. Oh, yes. Can I ask my supporters, am I wrong? I seen it. I need to ask y'all something. And I won't and I'm not making fun of you if you do or you don't. Who in this room who makes devil eggs? Who put sugar in they devil eggs? I do not. No, thank you. I don't want sugar in my potato salad and devil eggs. I don't want it. No, thank you. And if you do, great. Thank you for the gifts. If you do, great. But for me, no, thank you. No, thank you at all. Did you guys see how much vanilla extract that man put in that stuff? He put almost a whole bottle of vanilla extract in that stuff, talking about it's watered down anyway, and poured a bunch of sugar. I ain't even measuring it, and put a bunch of sugar in it, all types of diabolical ingredients. And now he calls himself letting Charles trying to cook to switch things up. I want to ask my supporters, because I just may be in the twilight zone. Would you ever boil a hard-boiled egg and put raw Tennessee Pride sausage around it and undercook it and eat it? If clock it. If y'all seen it, clock it. If you seen what I'm talking about in the comments, please put clock it. Tap the screen, y'all. You literally cannot make this up. You can't make it up. One day, you guys, I was in that live, and when that man took carrots and cut up carrots and anchovies and put that in tuna fish, I knew right then and there was nothing that man could ever cook for me in his life. For you to put anchovies and carrots in tuna fish is every federal violation. If it was one that existed, it would be a violation of every statute that was around. For you to sit there and put that type of combination together and call yourself a chef. And this is a person, and my supporters, I don't want y'all to gaslight me. I don't want you to gaslight me. Who is buying a cookbook from Big Joe when he bring it out? Are y'all buying his cookbook? Are y'all buying his cookbook when he come out with it? Tap the screen, y'all. We got 360 people in the house tonight. Yeah. So, and you, I see the request box. Y'all can continue to request stuff out. I'll bring in y'all in a second. But this is somebody who he's doing his seasonings. He's doing this. He's doing that, and he's doing everything but showing it. Let me point out another lie. Did Joe Netta and Charles tell y'all that they got fired, or did it only come out when the manager fell out with them? Did they tell a story about Charles getting fired for that fraudulent doctor's note, or did it come out after Carlos and them was beefing? Clock it? Okay. What's up, Nunu? It is unbelievable to me, the people who fall for this foolery. And it's unreal to me. And the thing that this man can say is that we jealous of him. We are jealous of him. Let's go down this rabbit hole tonight on the Miss Hillary Sanchez show. Can I bring in a guest for y'all so y'all can meet Mary? I got a bunch of guests that y'all can meet, since they say I'm so crazy and I ain't on my meds, so I'm pulling up thoughts and voices of my dead mama, they say, and all this other ruckus. So we need to hear from the people. So let me say this. Miss Hillary Sanchez and Joe Netta, what am I jealous of? See, my husband chose not to be on social media. So we never would have done anything similar to what you was doing. So that's number one. Number two, you don't look nothing like me. And I don't know why you fix your mouth to call me ugly. When you fell out the ugly tree and you hit every branch on your way down. And I don't want you to ever forget that, Joe Netta. You have no business on this app trying to degrade a woman or their children. Ever. You have no business doing that, ever. And what's so funny to me is that everybody knows about it. Everybody knows about it. And that's the thing that you don't get. Tap the screen, everybody, because they're mad. Tap the screen, everybody. Tap the screen for Miss Hillary Sanchez. Please, y'all, tap the screen. Let's get to 70K. Let's get to 70K. See, I know how to handle these supporters. See, they mad. They mad and they want to come up angry. They're angry and they big mad and they can stay mad. But let's go back to the comparisons. I'm a very beautiful person on the inside and out. So I'm not jealous of you there. I don't have a fake BBL. I don't wear butt pads. My husband didn't ride the short bus. Yours did, along with you. You were 17 years old in high school in the 9th grade, a whole grown man as a freshman. So there's absolutely nothing that I would be jealous of you about. So let's be quite clear. Now, my supporters, tap the screen. Let's get to 70K. And guess what y'all get tonight? Guess what y'all get tonight, my supporters? Guess what my supporters get tonight? Let's have some engagement. Hold on, y'all. Tap the screen, y'all. Oh, you didn't want to come in? If you request to come in the box, you get selected. Why don't you come up? Why don't you come up? Oh, you didn't want to come up? Okay, let's see if she wants to come up.
Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
You a whole man, right? Bye. What are you doing up here in this women's business? Did y'all see that man with that picture and talking about hello with a woman's picture up? If you don't get out of here. If you don't get out of here on the first thing smoking, tap the screen, y'all. Tap the screen. Tap the screen. I couldn't believe that.
Might benefit from the experiences shared by Robert Jr. versus Richie. They first came to jail before any of the younger victims was born.
I couldn't believe that.
So it's to start all over again.
We got somebody who says Soul Food Kitchen. Soul Food Kitchen. Hello, Soul Food Kitchen. Welcome in. Hello, Soul Food Kitchen. Welcome in. Okay. You got a poor connection. You got a poor connection, Soul Food.
Hello. Hello.
You guys tap the screen. Tap the screen, everybody. Tap the screen, you guys. Tap the screen, everybody. Tap the screen. Do y'all want to do Hillary After Dark tonight? Do y'all want to do Miss Hillary After Dark tonight? My supporters, are we going to do Miss Hillary After Dark tonight? Do y'all want to do that? And I can do my songs and we can do some karaoke and I'll sing for y'all and we can have some fun? Yes? Okay. We will do that. We will definitely do that. Thank y'all so much for the gifts. Thank you for my true supporters. Thank you for everybody that does everything for me. I appreciate y'all, all the videos, all the information. I appreciate y'all. I will be back here at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We'll be back at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So get y'all popcorn, go to the bathroom, and we will be back at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for the 270 people in here. All right, y'all.